I simply cannot blank this session.
You wanna have a look at him? Yeah. He's on look getting the boat.
Double tape. Do you want? You right? Do you want?
Go on, get it.
Yeah, got it. Whoa, that was absolutely bonkers, wasn't it? That was a bonkers like hour. Yes, you're absolute legends. Welcome back to the Chunk the Fishing channel, and you join me back down the Birch with this lake in front of me, which has some 40-pound Welsh carp in. Back down the Birch, and this is going to be my first 2-night session down here of the year, I think it is. I think it's the year, but it was definitely since I've had Rhea. So, since we've had a daughter, I've actually landed in the swim at the moment. That's in between top single and dance floor. First thing, get some bait out. I might even play about with the margin swim down there and get some rods out. Come on, let's get a 40-pound Welsh carp, eh? Right, God knows what the time is. I've been taking so long to bloody get set up and get the bait out and chatting to everyone. So, right, I've got the first rod set up, 10.5 wraps, straight out ahead, in line with the tree, where I put some bait out earlier. Got this. First time ever using a hard hooker with a little yellow topper on. Let's see what I can do with this.
With the first rod out, I prepped the second, which I went for a lovely solid bag stuffed with mini mix pellet and a yellow magic bean as the hook bait, as these little bad boys have done well for me here in the past.
Right, the third and final rod. It's going in the right hand margin and it's got a little pink OG fish pop up. I'm going to put this mesh bag of little OG fish, 4 or 5 of those boilies in there. Put it on there, put it in the margin, see if it does the trick. I'm yet to catch fish out of the margin at the Birch, but I do know people get them. I have seen them bosh there. So yeah, I'm gonna get that. Whack that in the margin. Let's see if a pop-up can steal me a bite. Right, all the rods are out. Actually got them all out now. I've been here for about a couple of hours now, 2.5, 3 hours, and I still need to get home base set up. One thing that's nice about the Birch though is these little hut things you get. Basically whack all your stuff in there. If it's raining, you just keep all your stuff dry. And we all know how good that is if you're fishing. Right, I'm gonna get home base set up because I'm so hungry. Actually, I might have a protein shake now. Yeah, why not? Yeah, let's do it. I'll have a protein shake now.
One protein shake now consumed, I finally managed to set up home base. It was a lovely evening, with a strong breeze coming in giving a small amount of chop on the lake. The sun was slowly setting in the evening sky and the temperature slowly started to decrease, which prompted me into realising my very first mistake on this session.
Just realised I forgot my spare clothes bag with my Crocs in. So I've got no hoodie, I'm just wearing a vest and shorts for this whole 2-night session.
Luckily, I was born with testes, so there was no time to whine about the cold. So I cracked on watching the water where I saw the first signs of life.
So I was just chatting to my neighbour Andy, and as we were chatting, I saw about 5 fish show, so I know where a big group of them are. Fortunately, it's not my water, but they're just moving into Andy's water, so they're just on the edge of the island over here. They're over there, and I've got mine over here. Hopefully at night they come down and they start swimming through. I think it's that one, this tree. In line with this tree, about 10 wraps out here with about 10 or 12 spawns of bait. Nice, not over the top of the bait. It is a large spawn, not over the top, but that is enough. It's probably about a kilo, 1.5, 2 kilo of bait out there, just for tonight. If it needs to be tomorrow, needs to top up, we'll top it up. Right, before that sun goes down, I'm actually going to redo my 2 middle rods on the baited spot. So I want to be as confident as I can, and also I think they're a bit too close to each other. And I'm going to put one rod, a solid bag rod, just to the right of the baited spot, because I'm worried about that undertow. It's very windy today. I know the undertow is really strong out there, and then that'll be set for the night. Then I'm probably not going to put any more bait out and just leave it, but we'll see how we go. Hopefully we'll get one tonight. About 20 to 9 now. Haven't eaten yet since I've been here. Mental. I'll get some food out, and I'm gonna go for, I've just brought some meat with me on this trip. Smoky barbecue shoulders. Shoulder steaks, that's what I'm gonna have. Might as well just cook all of these up, cook a good wedge of them, and then I can eat throughout the night then. Because I haven't eaten at all today and I'm getting a bit of a headache. I've got to stop complaining about ailments though, otherwise I sound like Carl from Carl and Alex. Stop whining about the cold, Tom, and stop being a It's fine, it's still really warm. I'm glad it's not that winter session I did here with that, when my coat froze inside. I don't think I'll be wearing that. Frosted over. Is it going to blow up?
With the pork shoulders cooked at Gordon Ramsay levels of perfection, I chowed down on that pork whilst watching the water well into the dark on the first night.
Well, good morning everyone. Fortunately last night was dead as a dodo. The guys to my right and to my left, they had nothing as well. It was a real quiet night, which was quite surprising. I thought at least one of us out of us three would have picked one off last night. Tough, but it's only the first night, but the whole day today try and figure something out. Sun's out, so I might bring in that margin rod and actually put that on a zig, get it out in open water on a zig, and I'm going to start trickling a bit more of the bait in, and just making the bait the feature. It's about 8 o'clock, I slept well. It wasn't too cold last night because I was in the sleep system, because obviously I've only got this. I've only got a vest. The old Stella Artois vest. It's too cold, it's a bit nippy this morning to be fair, so I might jump back in, but I've got to eat my cold pork shoulders that I didn't actually finish last night. I fell asleep before I ate my next meal, so I'm going to eat that for breakfast in a wrap, like a barbarian or like a king, you decide. King. And then we'll figure out a plan, figure out how we can beat this lake. Because this lake, not gonna lie, lately, I've had some good fish out of here, but the last 4 sessions and this session, it feels like it's kicking my arse. And this is what this lake can do to you. You can go 6, 7 blanks before you have a mega session, so got to keep your head up, got to keep thinking, and got to keep positive. But guys, I'm glad I'm bringing you on my journey as well, and this sort of journey on this lake, is fishing actually a tougher lake. So if you're liking the videos, make sure you leave me a comment below, give us a like, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Right, we'll get some food and we're gonna crack on. Right, shade's coming on, and I'm gonna get the spod rod, we're gonna get some bait out there. It's not bad. Very good. It's a bit to the left, that one. Slips. It's good. That was a good one. Flew nicely in the crosswind now. Oh, fucking hell. Right, I'm just getting some fresh rigs ready to go. This is going to be on the solid bag. As you can see, I'm just using yellow magic beans, OG fish magic beans. I know yellow is doing a lot of bites here. 4 of the 5 fish I've had out of Birch have been on yellow hook baits. Elliot, who was down on top single to my left the last, well, a couple of days ago, I think, till Thursday, he had his fish out on yellow hook baits. Andy, to my right, had his one fish out on a yellow hook bait. Dave, that last episode I did at the Birch, who smashed it up with 10 fish, had yellow hook baits. This is why I'm going to stick to yellow. Remember guys, if you do fancy using Parker baits yourself and you want a bit of a discount, 10% off, use code CHUNKY and that'll get you 10% off your first order. God knows we all need to save money today, don't we? Right, anyway, let's get cracking.
With a solid bag now made, packed nice and tightly, I wrapped up my rod. The aim was to get this bag to land about a rod length off to the right, off the baited spot. This way I might be able to get a gauge if any undertow has moved the bait to this area, should I get a bite.
My rod on the baited spot, I'm actually going to take off the hard hook and the snowman rig. Reason being is that when I keep reeling it in, I've reeled it in like twice or 3 times now, it's got a bit of leaf debris on it, so there's obviously a clump of leaf debris in that spot where I'm on, which could be a good thing to be fair, because if there's bait in there and like the carp naturally just sort of snuffle around in there and all my baits landed on top of it, that's not too bad a shot, you know. They could be looking for naturals in there, you know, you just don't know. So what I'm going to do is going to put a pop-up on instead, so the pop-up will sit right above it, above that matter, that leaf matter on the ground. So I'm going to put a pink OG fish pop-up on, a bit of a brighter colour. Let's see if that does the business. The third and final rod, I'm putting the zig out guys. The zig curse be damned. You never know, today could be the day. Just don't know, do you? It could be the day I break that zig curse. So, I'm gonna get an 8-foot zig on to begin with.
However, before I could get this zig out, my neighbour to my left had an absolute screamer of a take. This was a great sign that the carp were on the feed, as it had been quiet for all of us along this bank for so long. It was an interesting scrap. There were suspicions it could be a big bream until it got close into the margin shelf, and then it really stuck a middle finger up at us for even thinking that.
Oh, it's all happy now. Happy, we know it's not a bream. Go on, lad. Tuck him in. You've got it. Up, lift. There you go. You've got it. Yes.
Thanks so much. Right on the arm. Thanks so much.
Here we go. It's actually nice to see a bit of action on this side of the bank. As usual, my neighbour's catching fish. I'm not, but that is a lovely scaly one in there.
What a lovely scaly banger of a mirror. It was almost a fully scaled, but even still, the big old apple slices made this fish a right looker.
The Port Park guys for carp care get fish like this with little blemishes on them. It's great to actually look after them. Put it on me, especially when they look like this. Absolute stunner. Lovely fish my neighbour had, wasn't it? So he got on off the island in the shallower water. So hopefully this zig does a lot of damage for me because they're obviously up in the column a bit. Warm weather, it makes sense that they'll be in the shallower water. Right, let's get this zig out.
After whacking that rod out, Andy, my neighbour to my right hand side this time, had bagged a banger.
So Andy, I'm going to call him the common master. So Andy's just got one as well, so they are on the feed, which is good. So we have a little cheeky look. Yeah, he's a chunk, mate. He's definitely a 20, isn't he?
Yeah, mate.
He was telling me when I met him today, he said, I only ever catch commons. And I said, I'm always after a big common, like a 30 plus for me. And true to his word, Mr. Common. Mate, look at the belly on it. Oh, that's a lovely fish, Andy, mate.
Definitely got to be
27.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Gotta be. She's a lovely fish. Beautiful.
Come on, bud.
You good?
Yeah, no more.
That's it, man. I'm good.
That's a beautiful birch common, mate. Well done.
Told you, the common king.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in my swim,
You gonna have a look at him?
He's there. Yeah, he's there, isn't he?
It's either a big bream or he's not wanting to fight at all. Oh, happy am I be a bream, mate?
Yeah, breathe.
No way.
Fucking
bream.
yeah, breathe.
I think. Unless it's a bit like yours.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, sometimes they swim towards you if you haven't got that line tight yet on him.
I managed to have this proper big dustbin lid. What was it, £8.5?
£8.5 ounces.
£8, 5 ounce bream. Big old lump. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'm too happy with it. Much prefer it to be a carp, but I suppose you can't really go too wrong with a bream. What am I talking about there, aren't they? Oh well, something's graced my net during this trip. Hopefully we'll get a carp soon.
meanwhile, back in Andy's swim,
Wow.
That's a bit of a run, isn't it?
There's a screamer on there.
Yeah, absolute screamer. Left rod. Good lad. Double take. Do you want? You right? Do you want?
Go on, get it.
Yeah, got it.
It's a quick drag on him, mate.
Yeah. What is this? What is going on? Mate, they're on you, aren't they? I thought that was you hitting
Yes!
the mirror. Mate, this feels ploddy. You're gonna want this one, mate. He's staying still and telling us, this is mental. Do you know what? Tell you what, boys, if you're going to fish down the birch, just make sure I'm next to you in your swims. And you're going to have screaming sessions. I'll get bream. I'll take all the bream out your swim. That's a nice mirror and all. Nice little, it's a double, isn't it? Go on, boy. That's one in. Oh. One in.
Happy fucking
Yeah,
James.
yeah, mate. All yours, all yours. Yeah, what a mental session. Right, that's so sick. Yeah, it's a nice little one. That nice little
Pretty little
stocky.
fish, yeah. Lovely one.
Second fish. Common king, show us it out. Was that number 4 for you now, Andy? Is it?
Fifth.
Fifth? Fuck, fifth. Whoa, that was absolutely bonkers, wasn't it? That was a bonkers like hour. Mate, we were laughing so much. There was that moment where the rod started peeling off, and everyone has that moment where all three of us were just looking at it. And then it took about like 2-3 seconds for us to realise the fish he was playing was nowhere near that line. I'm like, oh crap, it's double taken. That's when I had to grab it. Absolute chaos. It was lovely, 2 little stockies you got there. So well done, Andy, mate. That's spot on. But we've still got a lot to play for. It's only 2 o'clock. And the weather conditions have just changed. It's looking really good for a bite. We've just seen one show open water to my left-hand side in front of my mate's swim. The zig's going to stay on till just before it gets dark, I think, and then that's when I'll whack a bottom bait back out again onto the bait spot. What a crazy moment there. What a mad few moments.
Right, so I got the bottom bait back on, snowman style, and managed to get that rod back out onto the baited spot. However, shortly after it was apparent some fish in the lake had heard me call them shit and clearly now wanted to make a point.
It feels breamy again.
Oh,
Feels breamy.
That's right, it was bream.
But it looks like another bream. Come off. Great. Cheers, boys. Cheers, boys.
Still, at least I wasn't the only one suffering the pain.
Just as he was laughing at me for having a bream. Let's have a look. Yeah, the rod's not bending much, is it? Ooh. Big old bream. It's the same one.
don't film me.
I'm filming it. There you go, Andy. This is payback, mate. Right, that is it. That is all 3 rods out, ready for tonight. I've got one on the middle, on the baited spot. Solid bag just to the right of it, and the left one on the bottom bait just to the left. Let's see if we can get some magic, and I can actually finally break that birch blanking streak. If I don't, that'd be 5 sessions down for me. Sessions down for me. Come on, Chunky. Chunk. You've got to do your job today, mate. Listen to me. You've got to do your bloody job. No messing around now. Otherwise, I'll be throwing you out. Go on, boy. I don't think that was a bream. Again, when I start cooking, hoping to get a bite, it makes Andy get a bite. It's not a bream, is it?
No. He's gone through the other rod.
Oh, bloody hell, straight away. Oh, it's a nice common.
Small.
It's a small one as well, but it's just giving you the right row round. Oh, it is small. How does that work out?
I really felt heavy at one point then.
Yep.
Get in there.
Get in. There you go. Oh, it wasn't the monster we thought, but bloody hell, that gave Andy a run around there. Jesus.
Look at the line.
So look at the line. How bad is it?
Let's look at the line.
Ooh. We might leave you to that one, Andy. Well, we are well and truly into the final evening. Going into my final night on the Birch. It's been a really tough one for me, really tough one. Lad to my left's caught, lad to my right's caught, he said it. Andy had that double take. Are just not on me at the moment. So over a spread of time, I've put about 5 or 6 kilos of bait in on the baited spot. And this is, I think, the 3rd week in a row now I've tried doing this sort of heavier baiting approach, and it's just not working. I'm not getting bites. So I might start fishing back to how I was used to before and just holding back a bit on the bait to begin with. Little bits, maybe max 10 spoms, see if anything happens, because that's what was doing me the fish before here. And I haven't had a fish from here now for 4 sessions. I know I've only been doing like quick overnighters, little day sessions, so it's not been like 48-hour sessions at all. Those other 4 sessions, definitely need to put in the time when I can. But yeah, still feeling positive. There have been a few fish shows on some of my spots as well this evening, which there wasn't yesterday, so it's looking positive. Just fingers crossed. Wind's died down a bit. It's been a warmer day today. Just need one of those rods to scream off. If I have anything tonight, I'll let you know. If not, I'll see you in the morning for the last couple of hours of the session. Right, that is it from me, guys. Unfortunately, it was another blank today. So the 2-nighter I've done, nothing, just a couple big bream. Good to see my neighbours having some great action though. Guys, if you fish at the Birch, just make sure I'm in the swim next to you, and I guarantee you'll have a good time. I'll have a miserable time, but you guys will have a great time. Nah, I haven't had a miserable time. It's been really good. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have, make sure you like the video. It helps me with the algorithm. Give me a comment below how you're getting on in your fishing season, and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the future episodes. We've got some bangers coming up. We are in the f***ing pouring rain, boys! Woo! B2, baby. First time. Right, I'll see you in the next one. Remember, drop your guts, grab your nuts, and I'll see you on the bank.